The crack of a slap echoed through the precinct, louder than the phones ringing or the boots stomping on tile. Officer Brandon Kane sneered as the black woman staggered, her appointment letter crushed in his fist. "Trash doesn't belong here," he barked, while his colleagues laughed, recording every second of her humiliation. But the smirks wouldn't last, because the woman they thought was powerless had just been sworn in as their new police chief. And what she revealed next would shatter the entire department. The lobby of the 12th precinct buzzed with noise. Phones ringing, boots thudding, officers shouting across desks. It was a place where power wore a badge and arrogance filled the air like smoke. Through the front doors walked Selena Brooks, dressed simply, carrying only a folder in one hand. She didn't come to cause a scene. She came to begin her first day as the new chief of police. But she didn't get that chance. "Hey!" Officer Brandon Kane barked from behind the counter. His voice boomed through the room. "What's your business here?" Selena stopped. "I'm here on official matters." Kane's eyes narrowed. "Official? Don't make me laugh." He looked her up and down, his sneer dripping with disdain. "You think this is a community center? Show me your ID before I drag you out." "I don't have to explain myself to you," Selena replied evenly. That was enough. Kane stormed forward, ripped the folder from her hands, and slapped her across the face so hard the sound cracked louder than the phones. Conversations froze. Every eye in the precinct turned. "Trash doesn't belong here," Kane snarled, waving her crumpled documents. Fake letters, forged signatures. "She's trying to play cop." "Lock her up!" A ripple of laughter rolled through the lobby. Phones appeared. Some officers recorded, amused by the humiliation. Others stayed silent, eyes averted, complicit in their cowardice. Selena steadied herself, her cheek burning, but her expression unbroken. "You just made the biggest mistake of your career." Kane scoffed. "You don't have a career. You don't even have a reason to be here." He tore her appointment letter in half, letting the pieces scatter to the floor. "See? Worthless." Selena bent down, collected the torn pages, and held them calmly in her hand. "This isn't worthless. It's proof. And you'll wish you hadn't touched it." The doors at the far end swung open. The mayor of the city, Robert Gaines, entered with 2 aides, expecting to meet the new chief. Instead, he walked into chaos. His eyes widened as he saw Selena standing firm, her face red from the slap, the torn papers in her grasp. "What's happening here?" the mayor thundered. Kane straightened, suddenly pale. "Mr. Mayor, this woman, she was impersonating." "She's not impersonating anyone," Gaines snapped. He reached into his coat and pulled out the official order of appointment. He raised it high for every officer in the precinct to see. "This is Selena Brooks, your new chief of police." Silence. Phones lowered. The laughter died instantly. Selena's voice cut through the stillness. "Now you understand who I am. But this isn't about me. It's about every citizen you laughed at, every life you disrespected, every person who walked through these doors and was treated like dirt." Kane stuttered. I didn't know." "You didn't care," Selena said coldly. The mayor's aides moved quickly, securing the surveillance footage. Screens lit up, replaying the slap, the insults, the laughter. Gasps filled the room as the evidence played on loop. Officers shifted uneasily, realizing the world was about to see everything. Selena turned toward the crowd. "Let's make something clear. The badge doesn't make you untouchable. It makes you accountable. And today, accountability begins." She pointed directly at Kane. "Officer Brandon Kane, you are suspended effective immediately. Your badge, your weapon, hand them over." Kane's jaw dropped. "You can't." "I just did." 2 internal affairs agents, already alerted by the mayor, stepped forward and took his badge. The smirk that had stained his face all morning vanished as quickly as the laughter around him. But Selena wasn't finished. "And Director Hayes," she said, turning toward the man who had been watching from the mezzanine with folded arms. "You thought hiding upstairs would protect you. It won't. The corruption reports, the extortion schemes, the cover-ups, they're already in my possession." Gasps erupted again. Hayes's face drained of blood. That's classified. Not anymore. Tonight, the department locks down. Every file, every tape, every dirty deal you signed will be audited. If you've profited from this corruption, you'll answer for it in court. Whispers broke out across the lobby. The officers who had stood silent now shifted uncomfortably, realizing their complicity was on display. Selena looked at them all. Every one of you had a choice. You could have spoken up. You could have stopped this. Instead, you laughed while I was slapped in front of you. But silence is complicity, and it ends today. A young officer stepped forward hesitantly. Chief, I recorded everything. I've seen him do it before. I didn't know who else to turn to. Selena nodded. You did the right thing. And from now on, evidence like this won't be buried. It will be the foundation of reform. The mayor raised his voice. This city appointed Selena Brooks to clean this department from top to bottom. Tonight she begins that mission. And I expect every one of you to decide where you stand. On the side of justice or on the side of disgrace. Selena's gaze swept the room one last time. You thought humiliation was power. You thought a slap could silence me. Instead, it exposed you. And now, you'll live with the consequences. The lobby stood frozen as she walked past them, her presence commanding in a way no badge ever could. The woman they had mocked as an outsider had revealed herself as their leader, and with her, the walls of corruption trembled. That night, news broadcasts exploded. The footage of Officer Kane's assault played on every channel, sparking outrage across the nation. Hashtags trended. Chief Brooks, justice in uniform, accountability now. Citizens marched, demanding reform. Victims of past abuse came forward, emboldened by her stand. Within weeks, Kane was indicted, Hayes resigned in disgrace, and dozens of officers were stripped of their badges. The department began to rebuild, not with arrogance, but with humility, and at the press conference weeks later, Selena stood before the cameras, the city behind her. The badge doesn't make us special, she declared. Courage does. And courage means standing up for dignity, even when it costs you everything. The crowd erupted in applause. Selena had walked into the precinct alone, humiliated, slapped, and mocked. But she walked out as the chief who changed everything. When a woman walks into power and refuses to bow to humiliation, the world changes. If this story hit you in the gut, like this video right now, share it so millions more see what true justice looks like. Comment where you're watching from and the moment that shook you most. And don't just subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next reckoning.